Galaxy Quest. I knew it. I always knew.
Oh. Well, I knew this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
Seriously? Seriously? For somebody who says, oh, I don't let anybody get under my skin, looks like we are getting under RTD's skin. Howdy y'all, I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and welcome back to my reviews of Shooty Who Season 2. This is the episode called Lux, and for the most part, it is a rather boring, dumb episode, but it has the highlights of pointing out my racisms and taking a direct shot, at least the way I interpret it, at real Doctor Who fans. That's what I see. A particular scene, you saw it in the opening clip. Russell T. Davies, who wrote this episode, he has a hate boner for everybody who is critical of him. So we're going to dive right in. Although, I got to say one thing, the streak has ended. Dr. Shooty didn't cry this episode. I know. What am I going to do for my thumbnail? I don't know yet. I'll figure it out during the editing process. But Shooty didn't cry, so I guess... bravo. But well, in all seriousness, Russell doesn't care. There's an article out there. We'll talk about it this Monday on Who Cares Reviews that he thinks it's perfectly fine that an emotional man cries all the time. Listen, I'm okay with shedding a heartfelt man tear here and there, or if something particularly touches you that you can't help but well up because it has meaning. But the way Shooty Who cries, no. That is not acceptable. Anyway, all right, let's dive right in. We start with the preamble of a bunch of Americans sitting in a theater watching movie news, talking about a nuclear bomb being tested in the desert, and the atom this and that, blah, blah. And they're all sitting there watching the movies, and this dude in the projector booth finds a particular reel, gets it going, and everybody watches now this made-up cartoon of Mr. Rinky Dink. I don't remember his name anymore. I'll have to check it. But Mr. Rinky Dink, Rinky Doo, it's not really going to matter in a minute, trust me, what his name is, because he starts to do a thing, and the projectionist puts down a spoon, and from the window, moonlight reflects off the spoon onto the projector, into the screen, and it gives the cartoon dude life. And he starts heckling the audience, talking about how I hate you, this and that, I'm going to come out there, this. And everybody gets scared because then he pops out of the screen because saying, don't make me laugh. At this catchphrase, don't make me laugh. And for a second I thought, are we really being that forward with how to undo whatever he's going to do? No, the don't make me laugh is even worse. It's not that Russell T. Davies was so stupid to write the way out of the whole conflict. No, he put something in there that he's quadrupling down on. I say quadrupling for a reason, you'll understand in a minute. He's quadrupling down on this concept, which shows the laziness of his writing. Anyway, so he goes, don't make me laugh, and then he proceeds to climb out of the screen. Everybody's screaming, oh my God, and then we cut to the intro. Now, we are back immediately where we left off last episode, where Shooty Who and Belligerent are conversing about how to get her home. Gotta get her home. And she's continuing to be belligerent, not understanding that some things are out of control and that there has to be an adventure to get there. And while he's sitting there putting together a device to help anchor and triangulate their points in time to get her back to May 24th, 2025. And yes, I did check it from last week. That is the season finale of the season. Likely the series finale of Shooty Who. Anyway, and while doing that, we get to know that she doesn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but she does miss her parents, who are, one is musically talented and one isn't. And she tries to question him about his background, and he goes, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I come from my Time Lordy planet is called Gallifrey, but we can't go there." That's actually going to come back into play in a very retarded sense, in that this whole episode is filled with rules that do not make sense. And one can say, "Well, Adam, when you do the villain reveal, of course the rules don't make sense. Look who's dealing with." Doesn't matter. There must be rules by which to play the game, and the rules with which they solve problems and deal with problems do not make sense because there's no structure to anything. All right. And when he's done with the device, he's able to turn it on for a second, and then they decide, and they land in what turns out to be 1952 Miami, Florida. Now, before they go out, Belligerent is suddenly going, oh, I can't go out looking like this. I'm in my PJs. And so we now get what is obviously their very favorite gay thing to do. Let's play dress up, because Shooty Who goes, "Oh, girl, this is the best part. We get to change clothes. Yay!" And we scurry off and we scurry back in, just like he did with Ruby, and they're changed in clothes. And now here's what I don't understand. She has hair down to the back of her neck, yet suddenly it's in a very neat bob. Yeah, I know, Adam, they do wigs in the show, but where did the rest of her hair go? It's going to come back next episode. Where did the rest of her hair go? We're going to magically have her hair grow back next episode? Continuity. That's all I want. Continuity. Plain and simple. So they're all happy to be dressed up, and she's excited finally, even though she's been bitching and moaning about going places. I mean, that's part of the problem here. Belligerent's character flip-flops without any real growth about not trusting the doctor, not wanting to go on an adventure, willing to go on an adventure. There's zero foundation for her behavior. She just flips around at the drop of a hat. So they're going to go outside, he's going to plant it, and he's basically now going to start hinting, and I saw this come on my way, I think, gee, a black guy and a brown girl in 1950s America. Are they going to go there? Are they going to go there? They are. We'll get there in a second, though. So while they're waiting for the thing to ping, they both notice that the movie theater, which was where the opening scene happened, is all chained up. It's been condemned, and he's getting his little Shooty Who itch. Oh, my God, is there something going on here? And we get a really bad joke where she goes, "What are you, Scooby-Doo? Are you Scooby-Doo?" He goes, "No, girl, I'm Velma." Shut up. Just shut up. You're dumb. You're annoying. And when it finally pings done, he's going to put it inside, but he goes, there's something going on here. And she starts to go, "No, I don't want to go on an adventure." And he goes, "Oh, come on. We can at least get a cup of coffee, can't we?" So she flip-flops instantly, and they go into the diner across the street. And they're sitting there at the diner talking with the dude on duty, and he's basically explaining that 3 months ago, 15 people disappeared, and nobody can figure out why. And over there is the mother of one of the kids that disappeared. And here it comes. Here's the clip.
"I'll talk to anyone about that boy of mine. If you'll bend the rules."
I got no problem.
Bend the rules?
In 1952 Miami, the diner segregated no blacks, which includes you. We're breaking the law just by being in here.
That's right. Racism, segregation. Listen, segregation was real in the United States. Black people weren't allowed in white spaces in that period of time. But you know what? You don't have to bring it into this situation because it is completely irrelevant to this story. The fact that segregation exists has no actual bearing on this story. I mean, they use it for another moment of allowing Shooty Who to figure out they're being tricked, but that you could have done that another different way. You didn't need to do that, all right? Because it could have been just breaking and entering, as I'll show you in a minute. It didn't need to be about segregation. So bringing in racism and segregation, this harkens to what they said in an article, an interview a few weeks ago. We're happy we're the non-white TARDIS crew. We're happy to give a middle finger to white people, telling you, we hope you freak out. I'm not freaking out because you're both people of color in the TARDIS. I'm annoyed because you're stupid. and you're bringing agenda into the story where it doesn't need to be. There's no lesson in this, lesson of morality in this entire episode about white people versus black people and brown people. It is irrelevant to this story, but they put it in here just to point the finger of shame at white people. That's all they did. Well, anyway, so they're going to hear the story from the mom about how her son was really great, used to watch a lot of movies, and how basically she won't give up hope, and that she hopes that the doctor can do something. And then they're going to be hearing the noises from the theater, and what's going to happen is the dude on charge at the diners could tell him, yeah, the projectionist, whose name I don't remember right now, he went back in there. They tried to keep him out, but he keeps going back in, and he just keeps playing the movies at night over and over again. It's really creepy. Oh my God, is it haunted? I don't know. So Shooty Who and Belliger are going to go back outside, and I think this happened in the previous segment, but I just remembered it now. They're going to remark on the fact that the movie was supposed to be playing that night is starring Rock Hudson, and they have to make a big deal of the fact that Rock Hudson was a closeted gay man in the 50s and eventually died of disease. They have to make a big deal out of that. Belligerent actually says, that poor man. Listen, Rock Hudson was a great actor, and the world has known he's been gay for a very, very, very long time. And guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares that he was gay. Still a great actor. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change the fact that he played straight men on camera because he was very good at it. So shut up. This is twice now in 20 minutes the show has preached at us about bullshit. There is not a single thing in the episode that relates to the fact that Rock Hudson was a closeted gay man in the 1950s. Nothing pertaining to the actual story, but they had to get it in there, just like they had to push in more racisms in the 1950s. Anyway, so Shooty Who and Belligerent are going to break into the theater while a Western is playing, and first they're trying to get the attention of the projectionist, who's whispering at them like they're going to hear him to run away, and then here comes Mr. Ring-a-ding, ringly-dingy-doo. He appears on the screen. He steps out from behind the curtain, starts doing his song and dance. And first, it's, oh my goodness, you're a cartoon to life. Oh my God, let's be in all of this. But then as he keeps repeating himself, don't make me laugh, don't make me laugh. Suddenly, Shooty Who gets a freaking clue and realizes, oh, something's wrong here, because the way this thing is talking, it's starting to feel like it's luring us in. And then he starts asking, who are you? And we get this right here.
Who are you?
Don't make me laugh, because it sounds like this.
Yes, I'm wearing a different shirt because apparently I accidentally stopped recording during this segment. So, hey, what am I going to do except go forward and accept my L? Anyway, so what happened here is, yes, we've got the gods. He reveals himself to be Lux, the god of light. And now, of course, Shooty Who is scared shitless because, oh my God, another god we have to deal with. And here's the problem now. This is Russell T Davies at his weakest, because he's lazy. Because when he reintroduces these deities, as Shooty's going to put it in a second, that when they deign to look down upon us, we cannot fathom the power they wield, and we must simply run and hide. Rules go out the window. Russell T Davies is lazy in this sense. He doesn't want to have to worry about world building and rule building. He just wants to tell shit, have it happen, and say, oh, old gods, sorry, rules out the window, nothing has to make sense anymore. So he's going to start to go, oh, I want you. You're the one that killed all the gods that came before me, talking about everything that happened last season, when in fact, Shooty didn't actually kill any of them. Shooty Who didn't do shit. Other people defeated those gods. But he's going to start to chase them, but then the projectionist plays the clip where the character has to dance. So apparently, according to the sudden rules of this situation, Lux must now inhabit the motions of the character and do the dance, which allows Shooty Who and Belligerent to run up to the projection room where they go in there and they're trying to get the projectionist to tell them what's going on. And he does. He reveals, yeah, he absorbed all the people, but as long as I keep playing film for him, he stays in here. And I let him do it, and I let all these people remain trapped in the cellophane film because he lets me dance with my dead wife. Yeah, that's great. Anyway, after whining and complaining about that bunch of crap for a couple of minutes, here comes Lux. He breaks in or slips under the door because he's a cartoon and starts to basically say, I'm going to take you for all you're worth. I want your power, your light. You're going to entertain me. You're going to be trapped now. You're going to be trapped in the film. So he turns the projectors on Shooty Who and Belligerent and pulls them into the film world, where suddenly, for reasons that I guess because he's a cartoon, they turn into two-dimensional characters, which isn't far from what they are actually. And then they realize, oh my God, we're two-dimensional. We can't think. So what? How do you think they break out of it? They talk about their feelings. They whine and complain about their fears. Belligerent is going to complain about how she doesn't trust him. She doesn't want to do this. She hates him. She just wants to go home, and she's afraid, and so she's going to eventually go 3D. And Shooty Who's going to complain about how I lied to you. I'm the last of the Time Lords, even though according to this bullshit lore that they've created ever since Dr. Karen came about, he's not actually a Time Lord. He's a little baby black girl they found in front of a portal and then died a million times. So he's going to complain, I'm the last of the Time Lords, and oh no, my world's a desert, and I'm afraid I'm not going to get you home because I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to eventually become normal again. And then it's about figuring out how to get out of the film. So we go through several phases now. They're going to move the film up and down, and then they think they're out, but they're not. And here comes the racisms back into play. This is what they set it up. This is the whole reason they set up the racisms, so that when they think they're back in the real world, white mother, who's worried about her son, has called the cops on them. And the cops are like, oh, you're in a segregated area. How dare you? You better tell us what's going on, because she's basically alluding the whole time. He's black and she's brown, so they're not to be trusted. Now, right away, we all know this isn't real. We know they're still trapped in Lux's fake imaginary film world. And the only way Shooty Who knows it is because the cop's wearing the wrong local uniform. It's not Miami-Dade. It's some other county. But either way, here's what I mentioned earlier. There is no reason to bring in more racisms. It could have just been a simple breaking and entering. But no, they had to tie into they're in a segregated theater and they're black and brown, so they're untrustworthy. They had to get it in there because Russell T Davies is a broken man with delusions of insanity about how the world works. Eventually, so Shooty Who breaks them out of that. They retreat back into the film. They're going to be clawing around. And then they're realizing, wait, the way to get out is to push forward. So they push the screen out. And for a second, you think they're climbing into the real world. And they find themselves in a living room with three Whovians, or at least what Russell T Davies think Doctor Who fans look like, who now freak out. Oh my God, you're real. You're Miss Challenge. You're the doctor. Oh my God, it's real. Oh my God, oh my God. And they're going to proceed now to a thing where this is how I interpret this scene. You can comment. You can talk to me when we get to Who Cares Reviews on Monday about this. This is how I interpret this. This entire following scene is Russell T Davies and how he sees real Doctor Who fans and how he hates us. And here's the clip, and I'll get into it more when I'm back in the shirt you previously saw me in the next segment.
Oh, God, you're so annoying.
Lots of people say that. But we don't care. Because the thing is...
Are you okay?
I didn't mean it.
No, we are a bit annoying, I know that.
He thinks we're annoying. He thinks we're annoying, which is what most modern-day showrunners and creators and writers do think. They think we're annoying because we know more than they do, because we keep track of every little bit of information, and we want them to do the same because they're the ones in charge of making the stories. Now, this whole thing is going to be very silly and dumb because at first, as I said, you think he's broken the fourth wall, he's in the real world, and they're going to find out they're nothing but a TV show. And first of all, these fake Whovians, and I must note that one of them is morbidly obese and she's sitting on a scooter. Pointing that out. So they're going to be crying, oh my God, you're Miss Challenger Bondry, you're belligerent, oh my God, you're you, we love you so much. Yet, when pressed for what their favorite thing is, they say their favorite episode is ever is Blink, and Shooty Who's going to rattle off all his moments from last season, and this is Russell T. Davies pissing and moaning at us, because he wrote this episode. This is Russell T. Davies pissing and moaning, how dare you like what I used to do? How dare you only like what I used to do? Look at all the great things I did last season. Why don't you love me? Oh, you don't love me because, as I just showed you the clip, you're annoying. That is what I see in this scene here. This is Russell T. Davies giving the middle finger to real fans. And because that's what he thinks. He thinks we're sitting there covered in Who swag and surrounded by stuff, bitching and moaning, fat, annoying, disgusting. That's what he thinks we are. Anyway, this whole scene now then is going to be revealed that it isn't real. They're still trapped in the film. And these fake nerds, who are now revealed to be fake nerds, that they know they're fake and they know that they're extras, and as soon as the scene moves on, they're going to disappear, but not before they give him the hint on how to defeat Lux. This has to do with burning film. And now we're supposed to be all sad that, oh my God, they're going to die. It's so bad. But it's also, I'm going to say, Russell T. Davies unknowingly showed that he has abandoned the real fans when they move on from this. Because he hates us. He hates that we love what he used to be and not what he is now. That's my point on that. So they're going to escape from this point. They're going to eventually, finally get out, because the idea is burning you out of way out. So what they're going to do is they're going to stop the film and let the light of the projector burn through it so it breaks them out. And in the process, Shooty Who's going to burn his hand, and Belligerent's going to be like, oh my God, let me help you out. He goes, no, don't worry. As a side effect of my bi-generation, I saved a little bit of regeneration fuel to heal for a moment like this. It's a tiny burn on your hand. You're the doctor. You'll heal quickly normally anyway. But no, I'm going to do this just so that Lux can see I'm filled with regeneration power. And now here it comes. We're in the finale. Lux is going to command his projectors to grab him with film strip and basically haul him up in bondage. I'm sure Shooty's been that way before. And hold him up while Shooty Who's yelling at Belligerent, go run. You know what to do. Burn it. Get the light. So she's going to run up to the projectionist while Shooty Who is being drained of his regeneration force to make Lux three-dimensional. She's going to run up there, and because she's a nurse, she noticed the nicotine on the tips of the projectionist's fingers. So she knows he has matches because she's made a whole pile of film that she's now going to burn. And here's where something that really gets me. So we're going to come to this in a second. I don't know. I need somebody with chemistry to tell me if this is legitimate. I'm going to need that in the comments or on Who Cares Reviews. I'm going to need somebody to tell me this. She's made the pile. Eventually now, the projectionist will come out because he sees an image of his dead wife handing him the matches, the box of matches. Okay. The rules don't matter. The rules don't matter. So he comes out and she says, give me the match, I'll do it. He says, no, I have to do it, making as though he's going to be sacrificing himself. But he doesn't. He lights all the matches and throws them on the pile of film reels and then gets out of the door before an explosion happens. So that's what I need somebody to tell me. Why did all the film reels, the cellophane, why did it all explode? Is that real? Is that possible? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't have degrees in chemistry. I was not good at that stuff in school. I'm a writer. I'm not a mathematician or a scientist. I don't know these things. I need somebody to tell me. So it explodes the wall out where the doctor was being held. And then it allows sunlight to come in because he said to Belligerent, I'm a Time Lord, which means I know what time of day it is. Yeah. Great writing, RTD. Great writing. So here comes the sun, and Lux now starts absorbing the sun until he absorbs it all because it's the most powerful light in the universe. And he now becomes the universe, and they win. That's it. They won like that. Doctor didn't do anything. Doctor had to be saved again. Shooty Who is worthless. And then they all go outside and none of this. They have to make a quick comment about, here the darkies are in front of the whites only thing. Let's be careful. But then here come all the people who were trapped in the cellophane the film. No knowledge of why they got out. Just because Lux disappears, I guess it breaks the spell. And everybody's reunited. And then Shooty Who and Belligerent flee before the cops can come, I guess, and we're going to get you for being in a segregated area. And then, of course, here comes Mrs. Flood again. Better be careful. Watch this now as the TARDIS disappears. It's a limited time thing. It ends on May 24th, 2025. Limited run series. Yes, it is a limited run series because you're going to be canceled. We're done. That's it. It's over. This show is really, really ham-fisted in what they're doing. I've said it all out. Didn't need the racisms. Didn't need the whole Rock Hudson was a closeted gay man. Had no real relevance to the actual pathetic story that was told. And then, once again, Shooty Who doesn't save himself, doesn't actually solve anything, has other people tell him the solution, and other people save him from something while he's just going, I'm being drained of my regeneration life. And finally, they win a nothing victory. I mean, it's not like Lux learned a lesson. It's not like Lux was really fighting them. He just kind of drained energy. I don't know. This whole thing's a mess. And, of course, making fun of the fans. Attacking fans, because that's what RTD did. At least that's the way I saw it. You could tell me different. We'll talk about it on Who Cares Reviews. But we are done for now. So thank you, everybody, for watching this review. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you Monday night for Doctor Who Cares Reviews with me, Dermy, and Jed. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.